You are Locked On 76ers Postcast, part of Locked On Sports Philadelphia, on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Welcome to the show, everybody. Wake the kids, get the neighbors. This is an extravaganza you won't want to miss. Your 10-9-8 76ers win their second in a row. Yeah, that's right. One more, and it's called a winning streak. Welcome into the show. This is Locked On Sports Philadelphia, Locked On 76ers Postcast. My name is Mark Farzetta. It's great to have you along for the ride, especially after the Sixers hold on to beat the Charlotte Hornets tonight, 110-104. Oh, my goodness gracious. It wasn't going to be easy, but they held on. That's for sure. Tyrese Maxey shot terribly tonight, did other things beautifully, did other things well, very well, setting up his teammates first half of this game. He was throwing up alley-oops to KJ Martin, who was throwing it down, had a little two-man game running with Adem Bona. Nice to see how much he played in the first half. It was great. But shooting-wise, terrible. Free throws, though, missed one in the fourth quarter. The rest, ice in his veins. Paul George. 29 points. Paul George. 29 points is a Sixer high. He matched it tonight, but he set a new Sixer high with 37 minutes played, and I'm here for that. Previously, it was only 36, but he got it at 37 tonight. I love to see that. Guerschon, Yabusele going out there tonight, ripping down 12 rebounds. The Sixers need all the help they can get at the center position. Adem Bona, like I said, was good, and then Yabusele was ripping boards throughout this game. Absolutely love the energy from the Sixers for the first 3.5 quarters. And then the fourth quarter was a little scary there for a couple of minutes. Miller just started dropping threes left and right. Paul George and him went shot for about a 2-minute stretch in the fourth quarter. You actually surrendered a lead, but you did what good teams. Let me pause right there. Good teams. Now, I'm not going to say that just yet, but he did what he was supposed to do when he got two of the best players on the floor, and that's Tyrese Maxey and Paul George, which is take care of business en route to their, and this is again why I'm not going to say good team just yet, fifth win of the season and second in a row. Something to build on. Let's call it something to build on. I appreciate you guys joining me here on Locked On Sports Philadelphia, Locked On 76ers Postcast. Make sure you like and subscribe to all things Locked On Sports Philadelphia for all your postcast needs. You got me with the Phillies and Sixers throughout their years, and you got Jason Martinez and Harry Mays taking you through everything when it comes to the Eagles on the Locked On Sports Philadelphia Eagles Postcast. So make sure you guys like and subscribe to Locked On Sports Philadelphia. And also, your favorite podcast now is a newsletter, introducing the Locked On 76ers daily newsletter, one-stop shopping right there for ultimate team and league coverage delivered right to your inbox. Sign up for free at LockedOnDaily.com. That's LockedOnDaily.com, and start your day with the all-new, free Locked On 76ers newsletter. This particular episode is brought to you by the amazing people at the Game Time app. Today's episode brought to you by the Game Time app. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use promo code LOCKEDONNBA, and get $20 off your first purchase. Let's get into it. 3 big things. Number 1, the Sixers for me. Now, look, Nick Nurse today offered, well, he didn't offer anything now that I think of it. It was all our own Keith Pompey, who, along with Kayla Santiago, does the Locked On 76ers podcast daily. Keith asked the question of Nick Nurse in Charlotte tonight, saying, hey, any update on Joel Embiid? And Nick Nurse's response was, let me, if I could, I'm not allowed to play it for you, so I'm just going to act it out for you. Here's how it went, okay? It went, who's Joel Embiid? Like he never heard of him, okay? Who's Joel? Joel? Did you say Joel Embiid? Is that what you said? Which ironically is how my father-in-law pronounces the name. But anyway, Joel Embiid. Oh, how's practice? How's it going with like that whole like knee management thing? Personal reasons? Never heard of it. Okay. So that's how that went. So the update on Embiid was that there was no update. Now, why do I go through that nice little skit for you? Well, I tell you all that to tell you this. The Sixers are in desperate need of center help when you consider that Andre Drummond is in a little bit of trouble. Wasn't in the boot today at shoot around, so that's good. Was there on the bench, not wearing the boot. Was in full Jackie Robinson attire, especially the Brooklyn Dodgers hat, which I love. I think it's the greatest hat in sports. But anyway, he's not playing. So Adem Bona was out there tonight. Guerschon Yabusele was out there trying to do whatever he could do to help the team win, and he was ripping boards. And again, Adem Bona had a crazy, awesome slam, courtesy of Tyrese Maxey, who ran a little 1-2, a little two-man game, top of the key, a little give and go. And had Adem Bona, the rookie out of UCLA, second-round pick, crash to the rim and throw it down. Love seeing that from him tonight. In total, just looking at the center position for your Philadelphia 76ers, Adem Bona logs 14 minutes tonight, makes both of his field goals from the floor, if you want to call him that. One was a dunk. And then also, the other was a tip-in, I believe. And then he was also 2 of 2 from the free throw line, 6 points in 14 minutes, did have 2 turnovers. But and just 1 rebound, unfortunately. But the rebounds were left to Guerschon Yabusele, who went out there tonight with 12 rebounds, 7 points, did not shoot well from beyond the arc, 0 for 6 from beyond the arc, 3 of 10 in total from the floor, but in 33 minutes got you some rebounds, 7 of them on the defensive side of things, 5 of them on the offensive glass, which helped the Sixers to get some second chance points into tonight's ball game, which was great to see. But total 7 points from him, you like a little bit more, but most of his responsibilities were all about playing the defensive center position for the Sixers tonight. But all in all, getting the boards is what you needed to get. Getting 5 of them on the offensive side of things was exactly what you needed from him. Do you want to see a better shooting night from him? Absolutely. But number 2 kind of made things a lot better, and that was Paul George. Paul George was great tonight. He was fantastic tonight. And look at how he came out in the early goings of this game to help get the Sixers going. Looking how he came out in the second quarter to really give some space for the Sixers. Came out in that second quarter, knocked down 3 threes as he played a good chunk of that second quarter, helping the Sixers to build a 51-33 lead at one point in this game. It was a thing of beauty. Paul George was all over the place. He was getting on the ground. He was hustling for loose balls. He was great off the dribble at the top of the key. 1 or 2 catch and release threes for him tonight. But at the 8:11 mark of the second quarter, knocked down a 3. Then at the 7:31, came back, knocked down another 3. He was 3 for 4 shooting from beyond the arc at that point. Charlotte calls a timeout and made it a 42-29 Philadelphia 76ers lead. Then they come out of the timeout at the 6:59 mark. Just 32 seconds later, Paul George knocked down another 3 to go 4 of 5. And that gave the Sixers the 45-31 lead. And then later, Kelly Oubre, who was also hot in the first half, knocked down a 3 to help the Sixers build the lead up as well. But all in all, Paul George looked the best as a scorer we have seen him. Yes, he had 29 points against the Knicks a couple of weeks back in early November, almost a month now. But this was the game that he looked the healthiest. And also seeing him go out there and lock 37 minutes with that knee was a sight for sore eyes for Paul George tonight. So I love to see that from him. And also just the overall hustle from him. And when Miller started getting it going big time for Charlotte, when Brandon Miller started to get it going big time for him, he ended up with 34 tonight, a game high, especially in that fourth quarter. Paul George was the only one responding. The way it went was 7:30 of the fourth quarter. Miller hits that step-back 3, makes it a 4-point game. George comes down the other end off an offensive rebound by the man Guerschon Yabusele. Yabu, excuse me. He rips down the offensive board, kicks it back to Paul George. He knocks down the 3. They reestablish now a 7-point lead. Brandon Miller, gets the ball the other end. He knocks down a 3, and then guess what happened 25 seconds later? It went right back into the hands of Paul George down the other end for him to knock down another 3. Miller kept on making it rain from 3. Tyrese Maxey had to step up and help this team out. He had to wait on some more defensive boards, courtesy of Guerschon Yabusele. And the Sixers did not take control until Tyrese Maxey started going to the line. And that brings me to number 1. Look, Paul George was the best player for the vast majority of this game. But Tyrese Maxey tonight was struggling. He ended up from the floor tonight, Tyrese Maxey, shooting 5 for 16 shots for 21 points. Not ideal. But from the free throw line, I believe 6 of these came late in the game, courtesy of the bonus, and one was also a driving layup that he got fouled on. No, sorry, the foul came on some quick hands there at the top of the key. We'll get to that. But making things happen. He finished it up with 21 points, despite struggling, 5 of 16 from the floor, 1 of 7 from beyond the arc, and 10 of 11 from the charity stripe. And it wasn't just about the offensive output there in the final frame and the final 3 minutes of the game, really. It came down to some great defensive play. 1:35 left in the game. Miller knocks down a 3. It's a 100-99 lead. This would be the only lead Charlotte would enjoy at this point in the game. Maxey comes down the floor with 1:19 remaining in the game. Maxey drives the lane, gets fouled, goes to the line, makes both free throws, makes it 102-100. Grabs the lead back for the Sixers. 44 seconds left. Yabu gets called for the foul after allowing an offensive rebound. Simpson goes to the line, who, by the way, Simpson for the Charlotte Hornets tonight was playing really good defense, a rookie on rookie, really good defense on Jared McCain, more on him, on Jared McCain in the next segment. But Simpson goes to the line, makes both free throws, we're tied up again. Maxey gets the driving layup, goes down the end after a timeout. No call is made. He goes the length of the court. No calls made on what originally looked like a foul. Upon further review, Charlotte was straight up on it. No foul should have been called, and it wasn't. Very next play, Maxey makes a driving layup. Makes it 104-102. 25 seconds left in the game. This time, Miller has a miss at the top of the key. Maxey takes it down the other end. He goes 2 for 2 from the free throw line. Makes it a 106-102 lead for the Sixers. And then with about 9 seconds left in the game, Maxey's at the top of the key. There's a lazy-ass pass from Richards at the top of the key, trying to get it back to Simpson, I think it was, bringing the ball up. Maxey sticks his hand in there and just knocks it loose enough. And then while in pursuit, Richards fouls Maxey. Maxey goes back to the line, says thank you very much, gives the Sixers the 108-104 lead. And then you get a nice little cherry on top, if you will, at the end of the game. I think that's what put Tyrese Maxey over the 20-point mark. Again, look, that's clutch. To struggle for 3.5 quarters shooting-wise. Now, shooting-wise is what I'm talking about here, because Maxey finished up with 7 assists on the evening, and I believe 6 of those came in the first half. But Maxey was struggling from the floor. At one point, 1 for 7 from beyond the arc. He was 1 for 6, I think, going into that fourth quarter. And then I think he was something like 3 for 12, actually, going into the fourth quarter. But finding a way to make sure you could come up clutch for your team. It didn't look it to me, but who knows? Maybe Paul George was running out of gas a little bit tonight. Tyrese Maxey was Johnny on the spot when it came to the defense end of things, and he converted that into points on the other end, whether that be through free throws, whether that be being aggressive and attacking the rim. I thought his court vision was excellent in the first half of tonight's game. Excuse me. And ultimately, his instincts at the end of the game helped seal this win for the Sixers. And again, their second straight win, first time all season, the Sixers have put 2 wins together. So to, once again, and people that followed me through the baseball season, people that, once again, we call on the great Lou Brown. You won today, win tomorrow. That's 2 in a row. Check that box. You win again. What did they got, the back-to-back with the Hornets? Is that what they got going on here? Yeah, tomorrow night. You win the back-to-back with the Magic, I believe, is after tonight's ball game. Yeah, Magic tomorrow night, 7:30 tip-off in Philly. That's 3 in a row, and that's called a winning streak. It has happened before. When we come back, I wasn't concerned. I wasn't losing my mind. I wasn't freaking out. But Jared McCain had been struggling a little bit and struggling pretty bad over the last couple of games. Demoted out of the starting lineup, comes off the bench, and instantly helps the 76ers establish order. We'll tip our cap to Jared McCain's performance tonight. Feel free to chime in on the chat. We'll do our chat check coming up in the final segment of the show. Make sure you like and subscribe to Locked On Sports Philadelphia and all your Locked On 76ers postcasts with yours truly. I'm Mark Farzetta, back after this. I hope you guys have had a lot of fun on Prize Picks. I did pick Jared McCain to bounce back and had himself an evening, and I hit on it. Oh, boy, did I hit on it. Thank you very much, Jared McCain. Also, Tyrese Maxey to get more than 20 points. He did that again tonight. Thanks, Prize Picks. You, too, can have yourself some fun with Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the best place to get real money sports action with over 10 million members and billions of dollars in awarded winnings. Prize Picks has made daily fantasy sports accessible to all. You must pick more or less on at least 2 player stat projections for a shot to win up to 100 times your cash. Run your game all season long on Prize Picks. So download the Prize Picks app. You can now win 100 times your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks. Prize Picks is the best way to get action on sports in over 30 states, including California, Florida, Georgia, and Texas. Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play just $5. You don't even need to win to get your $50 in bonus money. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks is also offering weekly promotions that can lead to big payouts like Taco Tuesday each Tuesday. Prize Picks discounts selected player projections up to 25% to provide even more value on your lineups. Download the app today and use promo code LOCKEDONNBA. You see it at the bottom of the screen. LOCKEDONNBA and get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. That's promo code LOCKEDONNBA to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks, run your game. Game Time app. How about going to a game? Game Time's where it's at. Game Time, you go to concerts, comedy shows, and sporting events. How great is that? Game Time has a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play even easier. You filter out all the fluff and you get right down to it. The most incredible deals on the best seats. So you don't have to literally search through thousands of other tickets to try to get the best deal. Game Time app puts it right there up front with the Game Time Picks feature. There's also the all-in pricing feature on the Game Time app. The all-in pricing feature allows you to see exactly what you're paying before you check out. So there's no sticker shock at the end. Whoa, how do these $20 tickets become $30? No. Not when you toggle the all-in pricing feature on the Game Time app. Plus, you can view your seat before you buy it. So you take the guesswork out of buying tickets with the Game Time app. Pick an upcoming game on the app, and you can just browse and browse for the best possible tickets. It's a super deal. Super how good it is. That's what I say. Game Time app is where it's at. So take the guesswork out of buying tickets with the Game Time app. Download the Game Time app, create an account, use promo code LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. That's LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account. Use the redemption code LOCKEDONNBA, LOCKEDONNBA for $20 off your first purchase. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it? Game time. Jared McCain. I like Jared McCain. I like Jared McCain a lot. I think Jared McCain's game is great. He got D'd up pretty hard tonight. No doubt in my mind about that. That was a bit of a rough one through some ebbs and flows. I don't know if he was trying to make a point tonight against KJ Simpson, another rookie, a second-round pick, by the way. But he looked like he was going hard at him, and KJ Simpson looked like he was trying to throw it right back in his face. But Jared McCain, when he checked into this game late in the first quarter, looked like a man on an absolute mission. He checked into the game, and then I believe it was about 3 minutes later, he had 7 points. It was pretty. He played 4 minutes in total in the first quarter, had 7 points right out of the gate. Got the corner three, knocked it down, made it a 26-16 game in that first quarter. Then he had a steal, baseline run out, knocked it down with the layup high off the glass for his fourth and fifth points of the game, and then got credited with a goaltend. He got robbed, and then they awarded him with the goaltend there for 7 points off the bench, just like that. Also, had a great play in the second quarter that actually I thought was really interesting for a couple of reasons. One, 10:05 in the second quarter, McCain makes the driving layup. Nothing crazy. He had a nice fake. I think he was trying to fake it to Adem Bona. Maybe he was starting up the second half. I think it was. He makes the fake, continues driving, puts it high off the glass and in. Made it a 10-point game in favor of the Sixers. I think it did at the time. No showboating. at this point, he had a three later in the game where he just put three up in front of the Charlotte Hornets bench. Fine, whatever. But at this moment, nothing. So I thought this was interesting. And later I figured a good test. So Nick Richards is out there, 27-year-old, been in the league for more than a couple years now, all with Charlotte. When he's going back on defense, he throws a little shoulder into Jared McCain for no reason. I don't know if he doesn't like his TikTok account. I don't know if he's jealous of his TikTok account. I don't know. But Jared McCain was just hooping. He was just playing some good basketball. So all Jared, now this is where I went, oh, well, that's BS. First thing I looked for is to see if anybody on the Sixers saw it. And then I waited to see how Jared McCain would react. And all he did in this moment, Jared McCain just gave the, like, what was, like, the scrunched up his face, like, what the heck is that? What is that for? And I don't know if after that he was trying to take his game to the next level or whatever, but it didn't look like it rattled him even a little bit. And when you're young and you're coming into the league, some guys are going to test you. If you're young, you're coming into the league and you're playing well, like, you know, being rookie of the month for the month of November, like he has just been named today, then I guess some guys are going to try to take exception to the way you're playing and also try to throw you off your game. Well, guess what? Nick Richards, it didn't take him off his game. You see him go out there tonight. He had another three later in the game. He finished with, I think it was 18 or 17 points tonight. 17 points tonight for Jared McCain. He was 7 for 10 from the floor. He was 3 for 4 from beyond the arc. And here's what's more significant than anything. Jared McCain, after 8 straight games of making at least 3 threes, a rookie record, by the way, he was 2 for 21 going into tonight. 2 for his last 21 threes. And what does he do tonight? He pops off 3 for you and says, hey, take home some souvenirs when he flashes that 3 to the Charlotte Hornets bench. Look, every young player, especially ones that are playing good, are going to experience. And we talked about it last week. Talked about it, after, was it November 30th, that game? That there was going to be an issue after they beat the Pistons. You're going to face adversity. It's all about the adjustment. The league's going to adjust to you. Now, how are you going to adjust back? Talk about it in every single sport, whether it's the NFL's welcome to the NFL moment, whether it's in baseball when you're a hot rookie hitting 350 and all of a sudden, oh, we can't hit the down and in slide. Oh, okay. I'll throw that. Now all of a sudden you're hitting 150, and then you figure it out. And hopefully if you're worth anything, you can get a little closer to 275, 300. Same thing in basketball. Same deal in basketball. You have to make the adjustment after they make the adjustment to you. Now, were they making huge adjustments to him? According to some. Paul George being one of them. What are you going to do when they start D'ing up a little bit different? This is a welcome to the NBA moment. And then another part of it was he's just missing shots, man. Wide open shots that usually the first of those 8 games you were knocking down with no problem, blindfolded even, while being fouled, knocking them down. And then in this game, you had a couple of good looks when you drive to the basket. You get a couple of open shots as well. You get a catch and release 3, knock down a corner 3. And all of a sudden, things look like they're falling back into place for Jared McCain. So, loved a couple of things. One, after the 2 for 21 stretch, comes out tonight, starts knocking him down again. Great to see that. The other, physically challenged a little bit there in this ball game tonight and responded appropriately for 17 points in total in this game. You love to see it. So, I love seeing that from Jared McCain. All right, when we come back, I'm going to take your comments on this game tonight. Look, the Charlotte Hornets playing without LaMelo Ball. They're 6 and 15 on the season. 6 and 15 on the season. They fought hard late in this game to make a game of it, and they did. The Sixers, after being up 19 points at one point in this game, had to calm the storm, and they did. Thanks, as pointed out by, I think, the most important part of this game, which was Tyrese Maxey and the way he was able to help the Sixers team finish it. But without a return of Joel Embiid in sight, the next best thing was at least seeing Paul George look the healthiest he has. So when we come back, we're going to take your comments where you're at mentally with this Sixers team before being right back on the hardwood tomorrow night against the Orlando Magic. And then after that, going to Orlando to face the Magic on a not back-to-back nights, but a home and home, if you will, against the Magic. That's when we return. Locked On Sports Philadelphia and the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Make sure you hit like and subscribe on Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel. Back after this. You've heard me talking about BetterHelp before. This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. Give online therapy a try at BetterHelp.com/LockedOnNBA and get on your way to being your best self. December, it can be a tough month for some people, and therapy is a great way to bring yourself some comfort that never goes away, even when the seasons are changing. If you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online and designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire and get matched with a licensed therapist and switch therapists anytime for no additional charge. It's helpful for learning positive coping skills as well, how to set boundaries. I know some people need that this time of year as well. And it empowers you to be the best version of yourself. If it isn't just for those who experienced major trauma, maybe just need help developing some coping skills. I've talked about this before. When I was a kid, obsessive compulsive, man. Obsessive compulsive. My parents hooked me up with a therapist, talked to them. They helped me out tremendously as a kid. Now I'm good to go. Find comfort this December with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/LockedOnNBA. That's BetterHelp.com/LockedOnNBA today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, H-E-L-P, BetterHelp.com/LockedOnNBA. BetterHelp.com/LockedOnNBA. On the heels of the 76ers winning their second in a row, they are just steaming hot. The Eagles won 8 in a row. The Flyers have won 3 in a row. The 76ers have now won 2 in a row. I was just texting with my buddy Bennett, actually, who's a big Sixers fan, and it's like, Philadelphia teams don't lose anymore. It's science. Market, you know what I'm saying? It's good to be in Philadelphia right now. Let's get into the chat check and see how you wonderful people are doing on this fine Tuesday evening. PG 8 with 29 tonight. That's more like it, though. Jordan Coughlin, thank you so much. It's absolutely right. Jordan, now PG is going to start getting his legs under him. We've been waiting. We've been waiting patiently. By the way, I didn't even look at the rest of it. I know I've rattled off some stats, kind of have to on a postgame show. But 8 assists for PG tonight. Atta Fowler. 1 block. Oh, Guerschon also had that nasty block tonight. That was pretty great. That's pretty awesome. So, Paul George, 8 assists. I think, is that back-to-back games? 8 assists now for him? No, he had 5. 5 assists against the Pistons, 8 rebounds, 11 points. And 37 minutes is the most he's played in the Sixers uniform. Yeah, it certainly looks like the legs are getting back under him there, Jordan. Thank you. Bam Man 100. They held on this team. But this was the second game this year when the Sixers blew a 19-point lead. Unbelievable. What the heck was that fourth quarter? What was the final? They only lost the fourth quarter by 5 points. That's pretty hilarious. Thought it would have been a lot worse than that. It wasn't. They won the first quarter 32-20, lost the second quarter by a point, 25-25 in the third quarter, and then Charlotte won the fourth quarter 35-30. 35-30 is what they lost the fourth quarter by. Hey, I'm just happy they won. I knew they blew the lead. But Bam Man 100. I'm just keeping it 100 with you. I'm just glad they won. Nick Nurse has some splaining to do. I don't know. Hey, Joel Embiid, never heard of him. That's my spot on Nick Nurse impression. Anyway, crazy. What's going on? No, McCain in the fourth quarter should be a fireable offense. Just saying. I think he's really trying to get away from the Maxey McCain 1-2 punch. I don't think with backup centers only, they want to go 2 small guards. I think Lowry, was getting fourth quarter minutes. And he ain't exactly Moses Malone, if you know what I'm saying. I would like to see McCain out there. But the 2 center, by the way, Pete Nance, not playing tonight. Recently acquired center out of Northwestern, then North Carolina, I believe. But anyway, Yeah, it was a bit of a rough one. Elliot, what's going on? He struggled early, but Maxey played down the stretch the way we all believe and hope he can play. He closed the game out despite early struggles. Elliot, you and me on the same page right there. Elliot also saying Lou Brown is the GOAT of movie baseball managers, plus nobody sells white walls at better prices. Well played. I will say this, Lou Brown, if you got to go with any manager in baseball movies ever, Lou Brown is number one. And then if you had to go with a pitching coach, which I know is weird and too weird. It's specific. I forget the character's name, but the actor who played him was Robert Wool. And it was Bull Durham. And when he trots out to the mound to be like Candlesticks makes a nice gift, and we'll find out where she's registered, and we'll see what we can do about the chicken. When he runs out to the mound, like in true pitching coach fashion, Robert Wool, a baseball fan, has his hands in his pockets as he's doing the pitching coach trot out to the mound. And that right there is acting, folks. Acting. It has happened before. Anyway, thank you. Any excuse to do Lou Brown's voice again. Bandman 100, I was encouraged by the improved defense. As was I. Look at us. Coming up next for your 10-9-8 76s, 7:30 tomorrow night, South Philadelphia. Sixers play host to the Orlando Magic. That's what's going to be going on. Sixers, unfortunately, earlier in the season, faced this Orlando Magic team, and they took an L against this Orlando Magic team. Unfortunately, that was back on the 15th of November. The Sixers lost 98-86 in that one. Not cool. Jared McCain, though, 29 points. Joel Embiid did play in that game. Got 20 points in 33 minutes. No word on Joel Embiid playing tomorrow night. It looks like he won't play tomorrow night. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Make sure you hit like and subscribe to the Locked On Sports Philadelphia YouTube channel for all your Locked On 76ers postcasts, as well as your Locked On Eagles postcast this football season with Jason Martinez and Harry Mays. So hit like and subscribe on Locked On Sports Philadelphia. That's Locked On Sports Philadelphia. My name is Mark Farzetta. Closing this one out with the Sixers taking the 110-104 win over the Charlotte Hornets for 2 in a row. See you guys tomorrow night. Bye.